There is a stage in life that nearly all of us will go through that we never really talk about. And it is probably the hardest stage in our lives. And that is the period, hopefully it's in late adulthood, but sometimes it comes sooner, where the people we relied on, the people we could always count on and turn to, are no longer there for us. Could be loss in the family. It could be estrangement. It could be that we never had a supportive role model type figure in our lives that we could count on and depend on. And suddenly we have to grow up again. We have to go from regular adult to elder. And sometimes that can happen very young. And this is what we're never really taught how to face. We rely on these people, and when they are gone, even if it's the choice we make because of boundaries and needing to create some space, it is no less difficult when we find ourselves on our own with no one to turn to. The support that we've come to count on and rely on is kicked out from under us, and we feel like we are just in free fall. Sometimes it happens in times where now we have to take care of things we never even thought of. We have to deal with family issues and financial issues and legal issues that we couldn't do with support and strength, let alone all on our own. And we have to navigate these uncertain waters when we are collapsing, when we are lost and drained and have nothing in us to put into it. It's hard enough to be alone, but add into the mix grief, loss, estrangement, betrayal, whatever else that caused this separation. And it feels like we are just treading water with 50 pounds of rocks tied around each ankle. Welcome to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. I'm your host, Todd Perlmutter. Our world is a projection of our collective consciousness. The more peace we bring into our lives, the more peace we bring into this world. So let the transformation begin. This topic is one of the reasons I wrote the book, The Guidebook to Being Human, because we need a map. We need some guidance and help in these times when we have nowhere else to turn to. And it should be taught in every school, but they think they have more important things to teach. But even if you feel completely alone, know that you are not alone, that every human has gone through this, will go through this, and we have within us the strength and the wisdom to deal with it and to get through it. Not that it'll be easy. These growing pains are real. Nobody wanted this, but it comes for pretty much all of us. For me, it came a few years ago when my dearest family members, who I was close with my whole life, changed. And they stole from my wife, from myself. During a trip out of the country, I left my most valuable possessions and my wife's most valuable possessions with these family members for safekeeping. And upon return, told they wouldn't give it back. And as you can imagine, this created a rift that could have been solved by giving it back, but they just couldn't hear it. So we haven't spoken since. Another family member who was the next closest to me, who I trusted more than anyone, swindled me out of my money by saying this one investment I could put my money in, which turned out to be a totally different investment, and lost everything. Who, when confronted about it, screamed at me the words, "You shouldn't have trusted me." Almost overnight, I went from having 3 very close people in my life who I trusted with my life to a betrayal of trust and to having nobody. I literally lost everything and everyone all at once. 2 of them never tried to reconcile or fix this rift. One did, but never was willing to do anything to fix it. And it was so simple. Give the stuff back you stole. I only share this story to let you know that I have been through this. I have found a way to get through it, and so can you. Life can be amazing again. Different, but we can grow in strength. We can even grow in joy, peace, and presence. And we can do that in 3 ways. Number 1, feel everything. The urge is to escape, run away, bury our head in the blanket and pillows and never come out, drink it away, eat it away, work and bury ourselves in work. That only keeps the pain in. That only stuffs it down in ways that it negatively affects our life. It tells our subconscious mind that we can't handle it, that it's too much to bear, too much to look at, and that we must keep running our whole life. Running away, distracting ourselves, burying ourselves in addiction, developing physical and mental conditions because we are just stuffing it down instead of feeling through it and releasing it. So one thing we can do in this is to consciously feel what we are afraid to feel. To think about these people, to notice those situations in our life that trigger this storm of thoughts and negativity and depression, and to consciously go there, to think those thoughts on our own without being triggered, when we're in the comfort of our own home, when there's some peace and quiet, and to realize that we can face this. We can look at it, that those things we're afraid that will trigger us, we can learn to accept, that we can learn to face without that triggering response. Don't just think of those bad times. Think of those good times. Think of all the wonderful love that we got in our lives. We weren't promised tomorrow, but we can cherish what we had, and we can recognize that that heavy loss only meant that we had something great, and something great can only be with us for a time. in its own time, in its own place, and it can be wonderful. And the loss of it doesn't have to destroy what was good. Too often, we relive those horrible moments over and over again. Those brief moments of pain that we keep alive. And when we try to ignore it and distract ourselves, we forget the good. So feel what you are feeling. Don't be afraid to look at the pain, to feel scared, to look into every single thing we're so terrified of. It is terrible. It is the hardest thing we will ever go through. To deny that is to deny a part of ourselves, to deny reality, and to delay our own healing journey. You don't have to lay in bed for weeks and months, but every day for 10, 15 minutes, you can think about them. You can feel all the pain, and you can start to let it out of you. Let the tears come out, the anger, the fear, let it all come out of you. And realize that life does move on, that you are them, that you have their wisdom within you. You have their love. Even in estrangement, if they have forgotten, we still carry all that love and support. Which brings us to step 2, to tap in to our own inner strength and wisdom. We may want to stay kids forever. We may want to be supported and looked after forever. But we all have the wisdom of our elders within us. We all have thousands and thousands of generations of wisdom inside of us. We know the answer to all the questions. We have the strength to get through anything. Where once we may pick up the phone and call someone for advice who's no longer with us, if we just sit in stillness for a little bit longer than we used to pick up that phone, their words, their teachings, their guidance still live within us. We just have to be able to sit in the not knowing and in the stillness. That wisdom of our collective species, of our ancestors, and of the people we lost can emerge. Be gentle on yourself. Be patient as you learn to tap into and trust this wisdom. Give yourself rest when you need rest. And give yourself true rest. Away from all the devices, away from all the distractions, and create some stillness in our life that can create some stillness in our mind and body for real rest as we embrace this growing phase of change. Growth is never easy. It always comes from pain and challenges, and there is no greater challenge or difficulty in life than losing those people that meant the most to us. But from this greatest of pains comes the greatest source of strength. May that be their final gift to all of us as we step in to this stage of being elders, being the wise sage of our village, even if it's a village of one. Which brings me to step 3. Love and compassion are the best tools to transform this pain. And the more we give to others, the more we step into that role and give guidance and be that support, the quicker that pain subsides. The quicker we can step out of hating the universe, hating people, hating doctors, hating disease, the sooner we can find that love within us, our true nature. We are love at the core. That is truly who we all are. That is why the universe exists. That is why our species has evolved and continues to exist. And that is the feeling that will dissolve any pain. The answer is always love. The solution is always kindness and peace. Starting with ourself, giving ourself what we need, and then when we are rich in spirit and love, it flows out from us naturally. Doesn't mean we have to go to our abuser and tell them we love them or forgive them or remove our healthy boundaries that we set, which were necessary and vital. It has to start with ourself. We have to love ourselves, forgive ourselves, take care of ourselves as we would someone else who was going through such pain and loss. We know what we need better than anyone, and we need to be our greatest source of strength, our own coach, our own best friend, our own elder. This is how it starts. With gentle, healing, restorative activities like meditation, yoga, some time in nature. And then when we're ready, we can extend that love to others, to our community, younger relatives, friends, pets, plants, as we transition into and step into that new role. The old identity is gone, and we step into a new role. Not with attachment, but with understanding and wisdom of these ever-changing roles we play, never forgetting that they are just surface level, temporary jobs we take on in this physical universe of constant change. It's easier and more pleasant when we have a lot of supportive elders in our lives, but as we shift into this new role, we can do so with open eyes and open hearts and seeing the beauty that this new phase has in store for us. It is a beautiful opportunity to step into our own strength. The entire universe is our teacher if we're willing to listen. It may speak a different language than we're used to, but it speaks nonetheless if we just have the patience to learn that new language. Everything you need is here for you. So think of your loved ones. Realize and see the love that is in every pain, the joy contained in every sorrow. Know that there is life after loss. Life goes on. You are that continuation, and it will go on forever. Nothing is ever truly lost. The waves of the ocean may come and go, but the ocean never disappears. You've got this. You were designed for this. You are loved. You are love. You are never alone in this interconnected universe. Everything we go through is just mind stuff, thoughts and feelings, nothing we cannot bear, nothing we cannot endure, and nothing that lasts forever. You are the light. When things look dark, when you are lost in darkness, you are the light at the end of the tunnel. You always have been the light. And when you shine your light on that darkness, there is only light. Thank you so much for listening. This is a very deep topic that I go in great depth into in that book that'll be coming out in a week or two called The Guidebook to Being Human, an Instruction Manual for Life. And if you subscribe to the newsletter at eastwesticism.org, we'll send out a update when that book is available. And in the meantime, stay strong, take care. With all my love, you've got this. You are wiser and stronger than you know. Don't be afraid, and take care. Is there more to this universe than science can show us? Is there anything mystical or miraculous in the remote corners of the earth that I could see with my own two eyes? My newest book, Aloneness to Oneness, is that journey of discovery. From the rebellious kid who rejected it all, to the adult searching for something deeper, to the person I am today. It is all of the stories, wisdom, lessons, insights, and inspirations I gained on this adventure, from the charlatans to watch out for, to the genuine teachings that can change your life. If you've ever questioned, doubted, or wondered about the meaning of it all, this book is for you.